Hi, so today I will be showing my final Unity game project. So as of right now, I'm in the Unity editor. You can see this is what my game looks like. I'm gonna go far back. This is what the rest will look like with the pause button and the score, which are both around like near the top corners, left and right respectively. And there's also two more buttons over here for play and exit that are hidden but will appear once the game is over. So this is what the game looks like at first while you're playing it. And down here, this is what the game will look like once you start playing it. So let's take a look at it. As you can see, the game has loaded. As you can see, is the name of the game, the button, the car, and everything else. And when you press the button, game starts. As you can see, I'm moving the car with the arrow keys. Cars are spawning at different positions. You also notice a few more things, being that the road is moving as well, and the score is also going up as well. Once I once I smash into a car, this is what will be displayed as if I want to replay the game again, or if I want to exit out the game. If I press replay, it will bring me back to here. Let's do it again. And as you can see, the buttons will appear again. If I press exit, it will return me back to right here to the starting screen. Once I press this button again, it'll bring me back here. Also, another thing is with the main car, the one that's moving, with the air keys that I'm doing, there's a limit to how far I can go on the road. It's not going to regress because I set a limit in terms of how much it can move from the left to from the on the x-axis. So let me show you my code. Start with track move. This is how all of this is how the track is moving. This is how the track is moving constantly. And within it I can go over here to the inspector. I can change the speed to whatever I want. I can change it to 1.5. I can change it to 1. I can do anything. I can change the speed. The next thing is the way the car is controlled. So right here, so this is what will control the car, and at the same time, this will also determine the collision of the car down here. So it checks to see if the main player's car, being this, has collided with another vehicle being called enemy car. That will destroy the game object, but it will also call a function called endgame, which I'll get to soon. And with the car controller, that also means that I can also put the max position being specifically on X, and I can also change the car speed. I can increase the speed, decrease speed. I can also change the max position, meaning how much it goes over to the left and how much it goes over to the right. So let's put in 2 as an example to see what I mean. As you can see, the car doesn't look like that. As it's shown, doesn't look like that. That the max position hasn't changed, but it does. It just very slightly. Let's show that again, but increase the value to 2.4. Also, another thing I also have the pause button up here. Let's replay it. So when I press the pause button, the game will be stopped and so will the score. When I press it again, I'll be able to play the game again. So yeah, I can now over here for the car controller, I can change the speed and the max position. I'll just set it back to the way it was before. Next one is enemy car move. This will this is the code that operates the speed of the enemy cars approaching. Over here is the speed, and this is what will help it give it a speed as shown on the screen, like so. As you can see, that's how you can notice the speed of the enemy vehicles, just like so. Do that one more time. You can see they're going quite slow than the main player's guard being the one I'm controlling right now. And with the and with that, I can change the max position and the also the delay timer, which will help. Which another thing is, speaking of delay timer, that will play in within car spawner, where the max position is set, and also the delay timer, meaning like how much like the frequency for when the enemy cars will be spawned. As you can see, this is where all the technical stuff goes, as to limiting the how much the enemy cars spawn, and also like how much they could go over from the left to the right on the x-axis. And another thing I also did was add in an array to hold in more than one vehicle, as shown right here. Right here, I have 10 different elements ranging from 0 to 9. These are the components, and I saved all of them into a separate file called prefab, where all of them are basically have the same technicalities. Let's compare these two of them. So over here, the things that are the same are the rotation on the Z axis, and also the speed, like so. Nothing has changed. The only thing that's different for all these like components are the vehicles themselves and the size of the hitboxes. As you can see, seems to be a little different the more I show. Next up, I want to show the UI manager. This is where we'll control a lot more things. Over here, I have some variables that control like the score, the text, and also like to check to see when the game will be over. Holding and also another rate to hold in more than one button. Over here is where the game will start. Over here, game over is declared a false. Score is set to 0. And this over here will be the will be updating the score itself, but it won't be right here. This will be like the best I could say is like the best I could call it describe it as the overall speed of how much the score will be increased. Down here, the score will be displayed right here, just like so up here. Down here is where the score will be updated, and then it checks to see if game over is equal to false, and if so, the score will be updated by 1, or incremented by 1. Over here is endgame, where it takes all the buttons, and if it and game over is set to true, and once and game over this will also count in. So what this does right here is that it will display the buttons right after right after the main vehicle or the main player's car will collide with the enemy car, which explains the calling of endgame in here. Pause right here will also, this right here is the function to control the pause button up here. So basically, if time scale is equal to 1, that time scale is set to be set to 0, meaning like if you press the button, the game will stop. Also does the same thing again, just that like in the game is if time scale is set to 0 is equal to 0, set time scale to 1, meaning like if the game is paused, that means like you unpause the game. Down here is for the other two buttons, replay and exit, which those will be displayed once you stop the game, once you crash. For replay, that will load the scene main, being this scene, being this one right here, the main game itself. And for exit, the exit button, that will load the start screen over here. This is what the start screen is gonna look like. If you press the exit button, it'll lead you to this. If you press this button right here, it will lead you to this. And the final load piece of code that I have is for load game. Over here, I have a public void function called start game. That one is called in the start screen for this button right here, where I put in canvas, and for button legacy, once it's on click, canvas will be referenced and start game will be referenced. And let me show you how it does it. As you can see, the game has loaded. Nothing is going on, but once you press the button, you can play the game. And to show these buttons once more, replay, brings you back to here. Exit, brings you back to here. You press this, press the pause button, score stops, game stops, unpause again, and you're back to the game. Over here is where I keep all my sprites. Over here is all the sprites again, but rather this time, those will be used for spawning all the different types of obstacles in the game. These are all the scenes, and these are all my scripts. So let me show you the game once more. So right here, we're in the start screen. Nothing is going on. And you see the silver button right here, and you click it, and you can play the game. Press pause button, game stops. The score will not update at all because you have pressed this button right here, which will pause the game. Once you press it again, you can play the game again. As you can see, I'm trying to dodge the vehicles, and there's also an ample amount of room and space. And as I say that, I died. As you can see, the two buttons replay and exit display. Plus press replay. You'll go back to here. And as you see, I died. And once I press exit, you'll be transported back to here. Let's press this button again. You'll be transported back to here. And that is what my game looks like.